on the road is tied with Hall of Famer Peyton Manning for the second longest by a starting quarterback since the 1970 merger. The only guy with a longer streak is Joe Montana. You may have heard of him. 20 straight from 84 to 93. That is just ridiculous. What a stat. But let's get to our analyst for some thoughts on the game tomorrow. Swagoo, should this game, or how does this game matter, and what kind of a must-win is for Kansas City? What should their approach be on Saturday? Excuse me.
Oh yeah, this new structure has made it matter. It's if you have an opportunity to get a first-round bye and home field advantage all the way throughout the Super Bowls until you get to the Super Bowl. But when you look at Kansas City, home field advantage is a thing for them. And I know people say, well, home field advantage is a thing everywhere. No, all home field advantage ain't created equal. It might be cold as hell. It's loud in there. Patrick Mahomes loves the place. And teams go there and they struggle and they die. We saw the exact team that they're hoping to take the #1 seed from go up 25 in a game, and they were able to come back. You don't think that crowd had nothing to do with it? They better win this game and try to get that damn 1 seed, because the Tennessee Titans at home will be a problem. Now, I know nothing is guaranteed, and more than likely they'll beat Houston, but Kansas City needs to try to handle their part of it and their business to give themselves an opportunity, hopefully, to have home field advantage.
Got to apply some pressure on Tennessee at the very least. But RC, the Chiefs' problems may not be necessarily tied to where they're playing, but how their defense is playing after allowing 34 points to the Bengals last week. What do they need to do on defense to get turned around and back on track?
First thing, not play the Bengals. Not play a team with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd and Uzama and Joe Mixon. That always helps. Play a team that ain't as good. Play one that sucks less, that sucks more. That's what you do first out of the gate. But they have to be better at the corner. When they were playing extremely well, Travarius Ward, L'Jarius Sneed, it was Fenton last week against Cincinnati Bengals, but we've seen Mike Hughes as well. All of those guys were playing at a high level, and that's why they were able to play single high, drop Tyrann Mathieu into the box. And so they need to get back to doing that outside. Also, it's about creating pressure up the middle, and we saw Chris Jones get some pressure on Joe Burrow, but it wasn't as consistent as we've seen during the weeks that they were holding people under 12 points per game. They have to get back to that. Steve Spagnuolo has to get back to being more creative, right? To being better in disguise and not just lining up and allowing people to read their mail. They should dominate this week, but they have to get back to what they were doing the previous weeks if they want to dominate in the playoffs as well.
I mean, there aren't questions per se about Patrick Mahomes. We know who he is, but what do you want to see from him on Saturday, the final tune-up before the playoffs?
You know, I think if you're a Kansas City fan, you want to see what you've seen intermittently and increasingly over the course of the season, which is Patrick Mahomes taking care of the football, taking what defenses give to him, moving the ball efficiently up and down the field. And last week, I thought against Cincinnati, he played good, but he also had 2 throws that should have been picked off. That's what you want to see cleaned up in this game, because we know what Denver is going to do, especially with some pieces missing in their secondary. They're going to sit back in those 2 high shells and try to force Patrick to be patient. And if he can show us that he is willing to be patient, I think as a Kansas City fan, you'd feel good going into the postseason.
Swagoo, it's okay. I had to look up intermittently myself as well. You are not alone. Just a reminder.
Patience is a virtue.
That's right. Patrick Mahomes has never lost to the Broncos in his career. So if you can bet on one thing this weekend, it should be Kansas City on Saturday in Denver.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.